Hi friends, it's time to open up the September 2025 Sam's Bead Box. This is a very special box. It is commemorating and honoring Wendy Wittmann, who had her own bead channel here on YouTube. She was a great inspiration to a lot of YouTubers who do jewelry making, and she is absolutely and 100% missed. There are a lot of YouTubers who knew her better than I did. I just knew her from her videos. I didn't have an actual relationship with her, but I still think about her all the time. I still miss her funny little sayings that she did. I still miss the way that she looked at the beads. I still miss her little words of encouragement every time at the beginning of her show. So I am so pleased that they've gone ahead and decided to honor her with these beads and all of that for Wendy. And I'm excited to open this up with you, take a look at it, and get it sorted into my 15 grid organizers. I like to organize my bead boxes into this because then I can design from it and see all of my beads all at once. So Wendy's Safari, and you may have already seen this be opened. I usually schedule mine for after the official unboxing, and they scheduled it for earlier in the month than they usually do. So it's we're gonna have a lot of time to play around with this. So I'm just getting this open so we can see what we've got inside. All right. Now, they used Wendy's words here for this, so we're going to be reading that out very shortly. This is a very emotional thing. Sorry, I'm having emotions. It's fine. I'll have the Werthers later. All right. So let's see what we have to say on this. The reveal day, September 10th, but the official unboxing is September 12th. That's also the day that they post the box extras and your additional design elements. That's usually one of the reasons why I like to wait, so that you don't see all of the stuff and then run over to Sam's Bead Shop and be like, oh wait, I can't buy it yet. Because that's frustrating. Anyway, so Wendy's Safari. So this month's box celebrates the life of Wendy Wittmann. As we mark 2 years since the passing of our bead-loving friend, I feel so lucky to have known Wendy. I remember always feeling so lifted after talking with her. I loved watching her YouTube videos with the bead box, where she would often ambitiously challenge herself to utilize every bead in the box. Her kindness and love of crafting were contagious. The beading community misses her dearly. Shortly before her passing, we reached out to Wendy to see if she wanted to collaborate on a box. She was all in and shared her ideas. We are thankful to have received the blessing from Wendy's family to create a box in her honor. We'll let Wendy tell you about her box from here. I really have a thing for giraffes. I don't know why, but I love them. Any giraffe, all giraffes. I'm thinking maybe a safari-themed box. Brown, white, picture jasper, wooden beads. I think turquoise would look really pretty with that theme and would add a splash of color to the earth tones. And a giraffe pendant. So we hope the safari we created is what Wendy envisioned and continues to spread the joy that she shared with us as we create. Wendy, you are not alone in loving giraffes. I have a great aunt who loved giraffes. I have a stepsister who loves giraffes. And so you are absolutely not the only person who's just absolutely mad for giraffes. So knowing that, I am so happy that we've got some of these in here. We've got a list of all of the items, stranded and additional. I usually find that if I just cut off the end of this, it will fit inside my lid when I've got all of the beads in here, so that I still have my list of all of my items in here while I'm doing that. But I will be reading from this as we go through our strands, so that we get our bead sizes and the length or count. Oh my gosh, look at our little giraffes. They are so adorable. Oh, I love them. And little elephants. Because you can't have giraffes and not elephants. It's impossible. Impossible. Some Czech glass. Elephant. And oh, that is such a cool patterned leaf. Oh, giraffe pendants. And this is a tiara cast fern leaf. Oh, I love these agate beads. All right, so the bagged items we'll be doing after we do strands. I'm just getting them out of this bag. And obviously getting excited about them before we even get started. I love tool beads. These wave beads are so cool. All right, strands. These are probably the coolest beads I've ever seen. They look like watermelons. The zebra jasper. Oh, how cool are those? What an amazing curation. What a fantastic box. Just look at all of these. This isn't just browns, guys. This is all of these earth tones, but then you've got these greens and some turquoisey blues and like amber colors. This is not just brown or blah. This is the full spectrum. We've got an extra guy running around here. That's all right. Let's pull out some of these strands. I love this. I love this. I love this. That is such a fantastic bead strands. This entire thing is just spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. All right, let's start with the Picture Jasper smooth puffed coins. These are 12 to 12.5 millimeters in size. This is an 8-piece strand. These are fantastic. Let me get my little thing. I'm going to be putting them into the organizer as we go through. And because there are so many beads in this box, I often do roommate situations where if there's room in my little organizer section for some other beads, we'll put them in there and they'll share that space. Alright, so then we've got some mixed tiger eye smooth rounds. I think that is this one right here. The red ones are heated. They're 8 to 8.5 millimeters. So we've got some that are red, some that are amber colored, and some that are just kind of darker on all of these tiger eye. I love the variety of shades that you can get with that just by heating the stone. Alright, and then we've got a strand of 3.5 millimeter English cut topaz Czech glass beads. It's not topaz the gemstone, it is Czech glass that is English cut like that. And I'm going to go ahead and get this guy opened with some teeny tiny beads. I love when we've got all sorts of different shapes and sizes of beads and the way that they all come together. I love that topazy yellow. Alright, then we've got our howlite elephants. Oh, these are not stranded. Well, I guess that these are stranded, but they're in a bag to protect them. Our howlite elephants. They are 10 by 14 millimeters, and this is a 6-piece strand. Let's get these guys up close so you can take a look at them. The hole goes through their back into their stomachs. These are super cute. Alright. Elephants go in there, and there is room in here for our giraffes to share this section, so we're going to have roommates. The Howlite giraffes are 20 millimeters in size, and the hole on those go through their chest into their tail area. And this is another 6-piece strand. Let's snip that off right there. Tail area. That's what I'm calling it. How cute are those? Oh my gosh. Bracelet idea already. Just popped into my head. Those would be so fantastic on a bracelet. Alright. And then we've got some Czech glass cherry leaves. That's these guys here. This is the giraffe mix. So you've got some amber color with some cream. It looks like, is that a bronze wash? I think so. So, one of my favorite animals ever to go see at the zoo has always been the giraffe. They're just one of my absolute favorite animals to see, to interact with. I had an aunt who was a docent at the zoo, so sometimes we could actually get in and get a little bit closer to some of the animals if she was there. But it was always so much fun to be able to feed the giraffes. We could do that at the zoo that we would go to. Love giraffes. Love their colors. Love their silly little faces and their stupid long blue tongues. They're just such cool animals, right? Alright, so then we've got green African jade faceted rounds. These, I believe, are them. They are 4 to 4.5 millimeters, and this is a 7-inch strand. I'm just going to wiggle this so you can see our faceting on that. I love like how some of these are brighter green and some of these are deeper, darker olivey green. I'm going to leave this strand on, or leave these on its strand, and I'm just going to cut the length there, but we're going to just twist this around again. Roommate situation. Just going to put them in here with these other smaller beads. It's a little bit easier sometimes to pull the beads off of a strand like this when I'm designing with it, or to get it out rather than scooping things out. So I'm leaving that one on a strand while it's in there, since it's got that like that sort of silky thread. It makes it a lot easier to curl around, whereas like the plastic wire, it's a little harder to fit those guys in there, so we'll definitely be unstringing them when we put them in there. And then we've got some Czech glass cushion oval green safari mix, 10 millimeter, 12-piece strand cushion oval. Is that this? No, melon barrel. You know what? I'm gonna come back to that. It'll be whatever's left over after we do these other ones. Let's do the custom bead strand. That's this one right here. And we've got, I love these big amber guys over here on this end. And then you've got some bicones, some twisty faceted nuggets, some larger size ones. You've got these table cut diamonds, more bicones, wavy guys, and I love this bead strand. This is fantastic. This would be perfect just as it is as a bracelet. In fact, I may not cut it. I might just leave this as it is. See if I can nope, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it, and then maybe I can put it together later. or use the individual pieces for something else. The bead strand is going to go all in the same place though. There we go. I love that bead strand. That's a fantastic bead strand. Alright, then we've got the Fire Polish Rondelle Safari Mix. Oh, I see how it's a cushion oval. Okay. I didn't understand the shape. I thought these were the regular fire polish shape. Right. These, though, are the Fire Polish Rondelle. They are 6 by 8.5 millimeters. This is a 20 piece strand. Let's get these guys. Whoop. They get these strands custom mixed for the bead boxes, so they'll choose the different colors and get them all strung up together like that. I think these guys are gonna maybe roommate situation with them. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, these ones were the cushion ovals because look at them. They've got the faceting on the sides, and then they've got this faceting along one end. And this one is green Safari Mix. So that was Safari Mix, and this is just green Safari Mix. And these guys were 10 millimeters in size, a 12 piece strand. So we've got that over there. And if they have extras that are available, they will put these up for sale at Sam's Bead Shop. And that will happen the same day that you're seeing this. So that is the place to go to see if you can score any more of these. Like if you're really, really into this mix, or if you love those beads, or maybe they've got some more of the jasper. That's where you can find those. You do not have to be a subscriber in order to purchase from the extras. Alright, next we've got Czech glass spacer rondelles. This is the Floramix. They are 2 by 4 millimeters in size. And I love that we've got two different colors of these spacers. Actually, maybe 3 different colors. Close enough though with some of those. Gonna need a thing for this, a thing for that, a thing for that. Alright, we're gonna need to roommate situation some of these guys. I think my flowers are gonna go in here with my leaves. Alright. This is garland flower. They're turquoise and cream Picasso. And it looks like the turquoise has a copper finish on it. Or no, that's just the Picasso finish. Never mind. Oop. But yeah, they're going in here with the giraffe mix leaves. And I like to do a little stir up sometimes so that when I am designing, I can look at this and say, oh, there are leaves in here. And then I can pull them out. Alright, now we've got our melon barrel beans. This is greenstone Picasso bronze. They are 8 by 14 millimeter in size, and this is an 8-piece strand. And I do believe that these guys are going to go in here with my tinier beads. Just because I have all of these beads over here that are going to need a home. So we're going to need to have some space in here that is available for them. Alright, and fire polish round with turquoise Picasso. These are 6 millimeters, and it looks like it's a blue leaning turquoise that we've got on here. And I'm going to go ahead and put these guys in here. Alright. This is genuine turquoise nugget soup. They are stabilized turquoise, 21 grams, and the size and tone will vary amongst these turquoise nuggets. So some of them are more blue leaning, some of them are more green leaning, but they are all turquoise. I love how earthy and pretty those are. Those are all going right there. Then we've got our Czech glass elephant. It's in here. It is 20 by 21 millimeters. We've got a mosaic oval. It's dark topaz. So it is see-through. That dark topaz is like root beer color. And then we've got a grape leaf. It is topaz with an 8B finish. That is 18 by 21 millimeters in size. Alright, and these guys are all going to go right here. We're going to add some fun things to that probably. And then we've got our green zebra jasper ovals. They are so pretty. I love, love, love these. Looks like we've got a medium, which is 18 by 25 millimeter, and large, and it looks like we've got, is it 2 mediums or 2 larges? 2 larges and 1 medium for these. The large is about 22 by 30 millimeters in size. These are absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to put them in here and see if they'll fit. Will they? Won't they? Put the small one in first. There we go. Alright. Perfect. And then we've got some wood coin beads. This is dark brown wood coin beads. They're 15 millimeters in size, and this is a 12-piece set. These wood coin beads are going to add a lot of size to what we're making with, without adding a ton of weight. These would be fantastic in earrings as part of a chain to make it less heavy, or as a big old spacer. So we're going to stick these guys over here. We are running out of room, but that's okay. We only have a few more in here. We'll find homes for everybody. Nobody's going homeless here. No, not a single person or animal. Alright, then we've got our brown banded agate dyed. It's barrel and tube 5-piece set. The barrel, it's our guy right here. I love this barrel. Look at that banding on it. That is 13 by 17 millimeters in size. And then we've got 4 of the tubes, and they are 8 by 16 millimeter. Going right there. Alright, then we've got Czech fire polish rounds. These are 6 millimeters, just like these turquoise guys. And there's 8.5 grams, or 8.8 grams, I should say. It's about 35 pieces. But look at that. The giraffe color. Doesn't that tell you, like, this screams giraffe, absolutely screams giraffe. I love that. That is earthy and fun, and it's going right in here with these other 6 millimeter fire polish beads. And again, we're doing a little dig so that we can see the blue guys underneath there. And then the giraffe charm is a raw brass stamping. And there are, looks like 2 of them. There is a little hole up at the top. There's also another hole here at the tail, and I bet these would make fantastic connectors. Like in a design. Can you see that? Like in... Or you could actually hang more things from it too. Like you could have 2 strands, one hanging down here, one hanging from the tail, and then another strand up top. Can you guys see that? Do you get that vision that I'm getting with these? I'm feeling them. I am absolutely feeling them. I think actually this space is a little bit smaller than the others, so I'm going to move these guys over here and get my giraffes in here because they will fit much better. Yes, they fit so much better right there. Oh, look. Actually, you could maybe put them together and have a whole giraffe. That would be fun. Put a jump ring up here on the top and then maybe a jump ring down here at the bottom where you connect them. Or even just glue them together. That's really cool, actually. That's really cool. Sorry, our little giraffe guy is pretty cool. Alright, and then we've got our tiara cast fern link. It is 20 by 39 millimeters. We've got one piece. Let's get a little bit closer. And last but not least, our 2-hole beads. They are wave beads and they are Stone Picasso mix. They're like a rainbow of muted rainbows, but rainbow nonetheless. And then they've got the 2 holes that go through there, and it looks like you've got one end that's wider than the other and one end that's narrower. They're like little abstract birds. Where are we going to put you guys? Who are you going to roommate with? Maybe they'll go in here with these. I don't think that works. Oh my gosh, so many beads. So many beads. So many beads. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a poke around in here and come up with a... No, you know what? I will save that. I want to spend more time being thoughtful about this. I was going to try and do a little design tonight with some beaded chain, but I think I'm going to spend more time actually being thoughtful about what I'm doing and not doing a design that's kind of on the fly with this, because I do want to be purposeful in what I'm creating with this. And there are so many beads, so many amazing beads in here, so many fantastic possibilities with all of these beads that I am just so excited to dig into and have fun and play around with. Now, on Sam's Bead Shop site, they do have, and I'll put a link in the description below, they do have, again, extras that are available, box extras that you can purchase. Very often they will have some extra boxes themselves that you can purchase if you're not a subscriber, or if you love this so much you want to. You do get a significant savings as a subscriber for the cost of the boxes. But again, if there's anything in here that you're like, ooh, I love those melon beads and I want to see if they have extras. If they have any, they will be put up on their site. And they also have design elements. Often the design elements will include like a trio of soft flex wires, some silver silk chain. I don't know what colors they have for that yet because I haven't checked it out. And very often Rachel will put together a bead mix that goes with what we have in here. For this month, there is not a individual bead mix for this because they have an existing bead mix that perfectly goes with that, and I actually happen to have purchased it before all of this. I went back and purchased more because I wanted the size 8 8/0 beads with this, but oof. The last time I checked, and I could be wrong, but if they have any more of these, then that will also be at the site. These are 11O seed beads, and I'm just going to pour these out on my dish and bring them closer to here. This is the Tucson turquoise bead mix, and you've got some darker greens, you've got these light Picasso greens, a lot of Picasso beads actually in here. You've got some cobalt blue ones, you've got your turquoise, you've got some sort of clearer ones that I think are like turquoise lined, maybe? And then some amber colored beads as well. This is a really fun bead mix. I love it, but this is what they have decided is going to go. Again, you can tell having it right here next to these beads, it does actually really go really well, almost perfectly, with a lot of the beads that came in this box. You could even take some of these darker greens and have them fit in there. Turquoise beads. But yeah, so that is one of the things that is available on the Design Elements side. It's not a part of the box. It is a separate purchase. It is the Tucson turquoise bead mix. And they had, when I purchased my extras anyway, they had it in both 11O and 8O sizes. So check that out. Hopefully they still have some, and they'll be making that available with all of the extras. Until next time, my friends, happy beading.